Good morning, Kitsus. So, I won't lie. Okay, for one, happy Christmas Eve for everybody who's celebrating. I know there's other holidays, you have Yule, so on. So, for whatever holiday you're celebrating, I hope that you guys are enjoying them, being around family, and so on. Um, I will not lie, I struggled with this video because I did not like how the sketch was turning out for a while, and I absolutely just this was very much a just push through it because you don't know what's going to come out on the other end. And I do like the end result. I feel like this did not turn out as good as my Hisuian Zora or my Poppy Seed Bread Fido, but I really wanted to get this done because I have a little bit of a story about Zorua. That said, let's go ahead and get into our video, yeah? Whoop. I was starting this and talking to myself and didn't even have my audio going. We live for scuff. My kitsus, we live for scuff. So, something I should say right off the bat is that we had a moment where I accidentally shrunk Clip Studio, and I tried to cut that out, but I only work with video editor, so I wasn't really sure how to fix that. It's only for a split second, but it annoyed me nonetheless. So, I should probably, I guess the reason I should say is I have a soft spot for Zorua because, Zorua, I was playing Pokemon, I was still like a teenager. I believe it was either a teenager or preteen whenever Zorua finally came to Pokemon. I believe it was Zoroark that you had access to first. It was still very, there was a specific way you could do so because you originally get access to Zoroark underneath the trailer. There's a specific trailer you could get it underneath. So, everybody adored Zoroark. And then whenever it came time for Black and White, we got introduced to N, who has his own Zora, which became Zoroark later on. I know he had some appearances in the anime, but it's just, that was a painful antagonist, as I'm sure everybody who has played the game knows full well how heartbreaking it is to step into his room in Plasma's castle. It was a no bueno. So, while I am partial to Zora and I like Fox Pokemon in general, I have to say that I'm still more partial to Ninetales, which I will eventually do a short speed draw on, but it's just Zora is a little trickster, and I love that. It's absolutely precious. Because, I mean, we even had the movie where we were able to get into the mindset of Zoroark trying to protect his child, and now with the not too recent additions with the Hisuian Zora, it's clear that this Pokemon has become a fan favorite. And I hope that we do see more of it in the future just because the Pokemon itself is extremely versatile in terms of storytelling. More so now that we have the Hisuian Zora. Now, on to the art itself. I struggled a lot, actually. whenever it came to figuring out how I wanted the colors to look, how I wanted to plan the like motion of the drawing, how I wanted to lead the eye. Like, I had a general like feel for it. I wanted the Zorua to be like kind of spunky, kind of in your face, kind of the ha ha ha, I got you moment. And I do think we got that. But what I struggled with in the shading was because I was so dead set on getting it that little playful trickster energy type. I don't usually draw things with the trickster archetype, actually. So, on top of that, it was just the angle of the face was a little difficult. It wasn't even so difficult because it wasn't even so much more different than the Hisuian Zorua, but I still couldn't figure out my angle and my shading. And there was my glitch that I warned you about. Boop. But the entire time I was working on this, I was just, I don't like how it looks, I don't like how it looks, I should just scrap it. I redid this so many times, and this is the recording that I decided to finally keep. So, if there's anything I've learned from this piece, because you learn something with everything that you do, even if it's just something that you draw for yourself or professionally, I have to say that the thing that I definitely learned from this piece is trust the process. Even if it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere, it's important to go ahead and keep pushing because you learn from each thing that you do. That said, what do we know about Zorua from its Pokedex entry? Because we talked about how Hisuian Zorua is a Pokemon that gets its power from spite. So let's take a look at what the Pokedex says about regular Zorua. So it says in general that Zorua is a timid Pokemon. This disposition seems to be what led to the development of Zorua's abilities to take on the forms of other creatures. Which, yeah, that checks out. I mean, there are little trickster archetypes that never want to be found. But let's see what other things we can find out about it. Let's see. It's actually 27 pounds and like 2 feet tall. What the hell? But no, if there was one thing that I can say that ended up really helping was whenever we finally got to the eyes, I got more confident in what I was doing because obviously it's a trickster and it's going to play little pranks and jokes, usually easily dispersed, but what's something we always associate with mischievous foxes is foxfire, and I wanted to keep that kind of angle with the eyes. Like, you just look into those little sparkly little eyes and it looks like something spooky, which is kind of hinting at its Hisuian ancestry way back then. So, when it comes to Zorua, I gotta say, lore-wise, story-wise, 10 out of 10. I can dig it. Did I have fun drawing this? Yes and no. And that's okay, because in the end, regardless of how I struggled, I really like how Zorua came out, and I'm proud of that. So, I hope all of you have a fantastic Christmas Eve. Let me see if I can get a better shot for you. Whoop. Nope. Ah well. It was worth a shot. But let's go ahead and go back to our just chatting screen. I hope all of you have a fantastic Christmas Eve. I'm going to have another video, hopefully for Christmas Day. It might not be Pokemon related, it might actually be something more. We were talking about doing something that was lore based in Code Vein, so I might choose something random from any of the games that I'm playing and we'll do something completely like lore based. It could be Elden Ring, could be Code Vein, um, could be Okami. Heck, there's even things about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that I might talk about. I will tag that with a spoiler though in the beginning. That said, please remember to like and subscribe. I will see you kitsus later. Bye bye!